All right, what's going on, everybody, man? Sit back and chill with your homie, man. We gonna talk about this new movie we made, and it's called Killer Rapper. Unalive a rapper, because you can't really say that word on YouTube nowadays. So you gotta be careful because you don't want them to snatch your stuff. But let me make sure you can hear me because that's key to doing a live stream. I think I heard my voice pretty clear. So I think you can hear me. You could let me know in the comment section if you ever hear this. You can hit it one, two, whatever. So anyway, I made this movie. And this movie is weird. You see the company Hood Films. I'm Yusef Hood. Not only did I make the movie, but I acted in the movie as the main character. So many stories go along with this. But I want to also show you the movie and try to act like I'm gonna tell you what's going on in the storyline of the movie because that's really critical to do. And it's a cool little story, and it's on YouTube. It's free to watch, and I want y'all to see it. It's good. Wait, am I clicking this right? Okay, you gotta click this, and then pull back and hit that. All right, now let's go back to y'all over here. Yeah. So anyway, I made the movie. Oh, it sounds. I gotta pause that. Yeah, all right. So I made the movie, and it's now available on YouTube, and it's a dope idea that brought the movie to life. You know what I'm saying? So that being said, I'm gonna try to go ahead and share the screen so we can actually look at it. Present. Here it is right here. That's the words. I bet. So as you see, here go the intro. It's the other brand that allowed us to put this brand together. Uh, put the filmmaker. This the intro, and the song that you hear playing, that's my son. He's actually a successful rapper today. His name is Your Stepdad, which is like a real good word. Imagine that. That's his name. So you can find him on all those platforms. It is just like I said, Your Stepdad. That's his rap. But that's a rap. Let me see if I don't know how to pause. We got to figure out which one is this. Yeah, you see the Chicago scenery. You know what I mean? That's another thing I wanted to show. Let's go back a little bit so you can see the lake right here. This is a unique shot right here. The only reason why I'm stopping it because I want to let you know. When I first started doing filmmaking in 1996, I met some guys that was filming on this side. This the water side, but on the opposite side of this water is like a big gigantic park in Chicago, and they were filming by some boats. It's another little boat area, like where you take your boat under this little bridge, and then you'll be over there at the lake. So they was like, I was asking, I was like, I'm 22, 23. I'm like, yo, can I work on a movie with y'all? They was doing a music video, and he was like, yeah, come on, man. And then they allowed me to work with them. But they had like a real big camera. Like it wasn't like a digital camera like you see today, like cell phone or small camera. It was a fucking huge ass camera. And so we went on a boat, and I'm like 23 and shit. I'm basically carrying the equipment. You know what I'm saying? And we get on the boat. They had stripper girls and shit. Dude did shot a music video and all that. So when I shot this movie, I wanted to have that memory so I could actually say this to you right now about the fact that I went back to this particular area in Chicago and I shot the lake where we were at doing the actual video. Now, this is like in between like the bungalows. If you're from Chicago, you know the bungalow where the black people kick it and the museum of science and industry was like a big ass museum and shit. They got all of the fucking shit. People come from all over the world to see this museum, and all this is like it's in a little section, and the water is in the middle of that. That's why I wanted to shoot that. So when we was riding one day, I was riding on the E-way. It was like crazy traffic backed up, and I was sitting right there, and I was like, oh fuck, I should just get this shot, and I bust my camera, grabbed it, and I used it as a credit. Let's move on. Am I hitting the right one? Oh, that's right. Okay, let's move this right here so I can hit the right one. And then before to, And you can watch this movie in full right here on this channel. The whole movie right here. All right, so just me doing that crazy macro shot. And then, to play the main character of a movie, it's really crazy because I had another guy who was supposed to play the main character. And, when you making a movie, you don't really know these people personally. You know them like as you meet them. So a person that I met said he was down to be in the movie. So all I could believe is what he said, you know what I'm saying? So he came to be in the movie. He actually never showed up. So, the guys who I had helping me produce the movie, they was looking at me like I'm a clown. They like, hey, what happened to a guy? I'm like, as far as I know, he's supposed to be here. But he didn't show. And then so I hit him. I'm like, what the fuck going on? He like, oh man, yeah, something came up. I'm like, fuck, we out here with all the camera and shit, the people standing around. I'm just not meeting some of these producers too, because it's, we all, when you make a movie, it ain't always everybody from like when you're a child. It's like people you just kind of meet along the way. And so I didn't expect the guy to do that. He told me he was 100. And so I called him. He said, yeah, I can't come in. And so they looking at me like, you said, what the fuck is this? I'm thinking like, the fuck do I can't believe this dude did that. But I don't know him like, get your ass down here right now. What the fuck you doing? Because he just was like, he didn't show up. So as we sitting there, I'm embarrassed. So it's the first day of shooting. So we had did all this fucking preparation prior to shooting the first day, and the dude didn't show up. So then the guy, I'm sitting around with the producers right now at the moment. And so I was like, hey, look, I'll play the character. I wonder, I'm listening to what they're going to say. Everybody at the same moment said, yes, let's do it. Let's do it. And I said, bet. When they said, let's do it, I jumped in the game. And it was hard because I had obviously knew the story, but I didn't know I was going to play the main character. You know what I'm saying? So I had planned it for somebody else, and I was going to be like a director behind the scenes. So this is the first time I had to jump in front of the camera and pull all this off. And it was a rough ass gig, but I did it. And we're going to get back to the movie. And you can watch this whole movie right now on this channel, Killer Rapper. Shout out to this young dude who played the main character, one of the rappers, and the young ladies. Funny they cast him, and the other brother. And another critical thing is that when you hear them talking, they are saying every single word from the script. Like I literally wrote every line. I wouldn't let them ad lib a shit. I was like, say it exactly like you're supposed to say it. I made sure they said every fucking word. And it wasn't like I was being a stickler on it. It was like I felt like my vernacular was going to be perfect. But one of the guys, the main character in this scene, he said, can I use my Chicago slang? Can I add more Chicago slang to it? He was like 18. I don't know what year it was. But I said, hell yeah, go ahead. So he was able to do that to add his flair to the movie, and I appreciate him for doing that. Yeah, we had to really choreograph that because the timing of this condom having to drop and the guy swinging to the window was critical for all that to work, and it was obviously not rehearsed because we finally at the location. This location was hard to get. We downtown in a high rise in the garage area, so it wasn't something we predicted. And this day was really tough because our main character, who you see right here in the shot, personally, he didn't tell us his life. You don't know people's life. So while we was at the shoot, he was watching his little brother or sister or kid, and he couldn't get to the location. And for him to get to the location from where he lived was damn near an hour. So we had to stand around for fucking, talking about 3, 4, 5 hours. It felt like a fucking lifetime. And then he finally came. So people was all sluggish, rubbish bone by the time he got there. It was like, God damn. well, what hell? But they don't be telling you everything, and you got to just accept it because we was trying to still get it going. So I appreciate everybody who actually stood around all those hours waiting for the main guy to get there because we didn't know he couldn't come at the time allotted. But this is just little small things that happen in the production. That was my kickoff. That was the intro to the story right there. We started it like that. I felt like that was the best little way to do it. You know what I'm saying? We had a controversial theme. You know what I'm saying? And we wanted to provoke the audience to actually want to see the movie, and so that's why I chose the title like that. And I wrote the movie probably like around 2007, 2006, 2007. I was on the way back from Atlanta, driving on the road, and the idea came to me. I had heard a song that rapper Killer Karis One. He got a song called Killer Rapper. You can't play it because if you play it, they'll strike it and do all that stuff. But that's when I heard that song, and it's on YouTube if you want to hear it. When I heard it, it was intriguing. The idea of it. And the first time I had heard somebody, sometimes raps be provocative. It was the first time I had heard somebody say something like that, and it garnered the idea. I just left it the same title, you know what I mean, but of the song.
Nice of you to join us. Have a seat. Like I was saying, our viewership is up, and I want this trend to continue. So, any ideas? Rod, why don't you come on down and join us, please? Oh yeah, and we need to think about our readership of the younger generation.
I'm gonna get to.
Was as a person. All right, Rod, what do you have to add?
Well, I would like to talk about a story that I heard about driving over here.
Okay, spit it out.
It's about Dean Hood.
Who?
Dean Hood. See, you know what the interesting thing is? Yeah, I'm gonna tell y'all. I gotta say it. Okay, my wife, we had our baby, and years later, she started saying that she wished his name was Dean. I'm like, what the fuck you talking about? You never said that when he was coming out of you. So she started saying, "Hey, wish his name was Dean. My daddy name, he had the name was Dean, and my name is Dean. So it's supposed to be Dean for my baby." I'm like, "What? He got his name. We can change his damn name. Why you mention something like this?" Make a long story short, I said, "You know what I'm gonna do? The next movie I do, I'm gonna name the character Dean." And then this happened to be the story. Mr. Shelby, you're saying who because you're naturally wondering, like, who am I talking about? Here we go. Karen, on the other hand, knows exactly who I'm talking about. Your point is? See, if we take on this story, it'll be the best thing for us. It touches the pulse of the city. It's also about the hip hop industry, which is the younger readership that you're looking for.
I like that story, but there is no one here that is knowledgeable enough to capture the real. That's right here. Okay.
I wanted y'all to see this section.
Okay. Anything else to put on?
See, I don't even remember right now, man. Right here, here you go.
I remember that you're a freelance.
Oh, right before
What do
that.
you have to add?
Hey, yo, Mr. Sheldon. I know this is a business and all, but I don't have nobody interrupting me when I'm talking. So make sure you don't make that no habit, all right? You remember, I'm freelance.
I remember that you're a freelance. What do you have to add?
So what I wanted to do was a motif of his emotional outburst. So as your progress through the movie, you'll see our main guy have emotional outbursts. I wanted to do that because I wanted it to be like a personal story for me. Sometimes you can have emotional moments where you might say something or go crazy or go wild, and people kind of used to figure I was like that. So I wanted to act like my character was going through that. And then by the time you get to the movie, he has an emotional outburst, but he's quelled by the person he's in front of at that time, which allows him to have a more concise movement throughout the rest of the movie. So, but it's like something subtle. So that's what me as the creator is telling you this part of the movie now, because you might have to watch it a few times to catch that. You know what I'm saying? Or you might go watch it the first time. See, I don't remember right now, man. Just come back to
Okay. Now let's get back to business at hand.
me. And I like how she did those character little quips right there, where she would like do the facial movements and everything like that. That shit is important because when you in editing, you need to be able to cut to people reactions, and that was a perfect one.
Does anyone else have anything else to put?
On the other hand, no. That's a dope shot right here. This building is their crib. This is where they live in my movie, but this is actually one of the first buildings in Chicago that survived the Chicago fire. But I wanted to make sure that I shot it as because it's a home. It's a literal home. But in by this home is high rises every fucking where. It's literally just one home around massive high rises in the downtown area of Chicago. But it looks like a home. So I said I want to make sure I shot this looking like, from a vantage point that looks like the house as if it's their home. But it's actually a plaque on the side of it. You can see like in the bottom left over there, it tells you that this house was created like it was still standing after the first Chicago fire, some shit like that. It's one of the old ancient joints, but it's just some funny shit. So there you go. Move on. This little movement. Damn, babe. Can you let me relax? I just walked in. I don't need all this. Let me relax. See what I mean? And then she gets the same look like the last girl. He just left. He blowing up at work. He blowing up at the crib. So it's like him. It's the way he kick it. He just, if it happened, he just started japping out on somebody, which is what we used to say when I was young. They don't talk like that no more. But that's I want to put that kind of characterization in the main character. Can I just relax? Listen, have I told you not to stress? Everything's gonna be okay. Okay. Is it any good news? Oh, let me tell you a background. When I shot a movie, I shot a movie in 1999. Or was it 98? It was 98. So 1998, I shot a movie, and it was like a 15-minute short film. I met a guy who was an actor who knew a guy who was a writer, and we connected. And the guy who had gave me like a 15-minute script. So when we decided to shoot the film on the South Side, he was a person that lived in Maywood, which is like one of the suburbs. So he came in town and he brought the script, and he brought this girl and another girl and maybe two other girls. So we shot the movie, and it was called Last Dance. It was like a little short 15-minute movie. We shot it. I had all the film equipment. We edited. It was me and a guy kind of lost contact over years because we just met kind of not too tightly. We just met, and then we shot the movie. Eventually, in my future life, I saw this girl some kind of way. I don't know if it was on a video or something, and I think I reached out to her or asked her. I said, "Were you in a movie years ago?" And she said it wasn't her. So I was like, "Oh, okay. No, I'm sorry. I'm moving on." And then it turns out that she was trying not to tell people her age, and so, but because we just kind of the same age, but she don't look that. But make a long story short, I was felt great to make her be the main character that I acted in my first movie, and she happened to be my girl in it. Somebody who I made a movie with when I was in my 20s, and she still acts to this day like she never stopped. You know what I'm saying? On an independent level, and so it was just great. And she do Hollywood shit too, but she just always is grinding. You know what I'm saying? So I was really her name Roche Chateau. So I was grateful to run back into her. And the guy who wrote the script back then, he moved to Hollywood and he works on 50 Cent show. What's it called? BMF. You will see his name there called Kirkland Morris. He actually is like one of the head writers on that show. This like a show that's major every day. It's out right now. If you look at any of those shows, you will see his name. So that was really dope to see those people. And the girl, one of the other girls, her name is Karima Washington. She's not in this movie, but she was in our movie back then. She no, I think Karima is it Washington? Maybe it's something else as the last name. But she was successful. She is successful. So that's just crazy how if you stick to your guns, life can keep twirl keep going for you. But I'm just grateful to keep going. So let's move on. So look, this is a dope scene too. Because my guy right here, Larry Barber, we really dope on the acting side.
More money, more problems.
I do that.
Man, yeah.
So we get back into big shout out to the young ladies. Yo, you see my jacket right there? That's my jacket to my brother who passed away, Zubair Hood. He's in heaven right now. But that was his coat. He used to drive for a bus company in Chicago. So when I made the movie, I wore this coat in honor of big brother Zubair. And that's it. I wore it throughout the whole had a jacket in my era when I was young.
In that big old house out there, them birds. Niggas miss you in the hood.
No, I ain't around here no more. They just gonna have to keep missing me.
Well, at least you got that good old job to keep you away from here.
But man, I had to snap on my boss the other day at work, man. Yeah, you trying to embarrass me in the meeting in front of everybody, man. I'm going for that bitch ass nigga, man. Fuck that motherfucker, man.
Bro, you still taking your meds?
Now let me tell y'all the funny part about this scene. When we shot this scene, we were in a lady's barbershop, a hair company, like what they do women hair. But she obviously let us use it as a barbershop. So when it was a lot of people there, and you normally when you shoot a movie, it's like quiet, it's private, it's like the actors, the crew. It's not like a lot of on-seers and on well lookers, you know. But sometimes people want to see it; they want to be a part of it, even if they're not the actors and people doing action or being a part of the crew. So as we were shooting this movie, we had a few people that were just kind of like standing around, and for whatever reason. So as we produce, I'm actually in the chair. Shit, I'm the fucking actor this time. So I'm not necessarily just producing and creating and doing all the other stuff. I'm actually in the character, and I got to be in character to play this character. So when we get to the moment of this shot, when I do the yap out, I do the little yap out right there, which is in the script. This is our guy had to do this. You know what I'm saying? Agency. So when I did that characterization, everybody stood around and was quiet. They were scared. They had I could see it in their face because they don't know me. Remember, we're strangers. We're just coming together to make a movie. We do not know each other. Everybody has not read the script, so they just watching it. You know what I mean? Play out. They don't know what the fuck gonna happen. And so as I do the character and I do the cuss out, everybody shocked in their face. They all looking at me like I'm real. And I don't know that you could consider that to be good acting, but I was kind of nervous. Like everybody staring at me and shit, looking at me like I did something wrong. So I told my guy Larry, the barber, I said, "Yo, ask, am I still taking my meds? Let's add that to the movie. We're gonna add that line because I see everybody's face, and I said everybody in the movie is gonna feel like them. They're gonna look at me when I do that moment, and they're gonna be like, "What the fuck is that? Why is he doing this?" Like every moment he bugging. So I said, "Add, am I still taking my meds?" And then he did it, and this is the moment when he did it.
You still taking your meds?
See how I didn't have a comeback line for it because it was added in, and then my look at him was to almost look as a in the characters look at him after that line was added in was like almost like a puppy saying, "You caught me. Yeah, I've been on a frenzy for the last 3 days, but don't nobody else know that I take some fucking medicine, not even my girl, except my barber." And he's saying, "You still taking your meds?" Because my girl ain't even, remember his lady, she didn't say that when she bugged out on her in that room. it's a private thing, like his private homie. Like, yeah, man. But it's private. I don't even put that out there. I had all that from my girl because it feel like you're vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? So this is like little subtle things that I put in the movie that you wouldn't even know. That's why I'm doing this now.
Don't fuck around and lose that good job up in there. Fuck around and
This is in the movie.
selling books.
Man, it just seemed like things was way more simpler then, man.
You remember that line, nigga? More money, more problems.
Oh yeah, that Biggie line. I remember that.
Yeah.
You know, it seemed like I had no money back then.
Right.
Hip hop was way better.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, what happened to that nigga Fresco?
I remember that nigga. He was on tour with Dean.
And then we go into. I'm not gonna play out every line because I want you to go and watch the joint. So then we go and meet Dr. Collins, who was a major character in the movie.
May I have everyone's attention, please? I'd like to propose a toast. I'd like to thank y'all for coming out tonight. I want to welcome you to what I'd officially like to call.
And this dude is a good actor too. He played the shit out the character. Trusted him, he's really good. So, and that's dope that you can find dope actors. I didn't know I looked so fly. I look fly as hell in this movie. Man. Hold up. I'm killing the game. Oh, hold up. Now let me do some introductions. Let's do some introductions. All right. So this is my auntie right here. Auntie Mariam. This is my auntie. This is my mama big sister. She was the caterer of the scene when we did the movie. She brought the food. She brought the food. So, she catered. I just saw this brother about a week ago in a black shirt. And this my mother over here, over his left shoulder. This mom, this the lady who brought me on earth right here. This my mama, Mama Hood. Miss Hood Films. This my mama right here. This her big sister. My auntie, she a caterer. She held me down. You know what I mean? So I wanted y'all to see them for Sheezy. And the goons in the background, because my auntie don't ride nowhere without her sons and shit all rocking in the room and shit. You know what I'm saying? Knuckles dragging on the ground. You know what I'm saying? And they got my mama with it. My mama slid. You know what I'm saying? So I had to show y'all that. You see my main character. We're going to get to her and we're going to get to him. These are our main two characters right here. These are our main two, and they did a hell of a job. Well, I'm telling you, this movie going down in history. I already knew it. This movie going down in history. They can play with you or play with you in any movie they make. It ain't gonna matter. This movie going down in history. This movie was made already before they even started talking about it. We had already shot this before they even started talking about it. Watch this. And you know what? Let me give you the game. Let me give you the game on my girl right here because she's a hell of an actress too. Obviously, I don't really know anything. But make a long story short, we had a girl who was going to play our main character for this movie, and so we did what they call a reading, and she showed up. She did it. So when we were doing what you call a conference call with her after the reading, so. And she hit me and the other producer with, "Hey, can y'all stop talking to me about this?" And we didn't really understand that. Like, huh? She said, "Can y'all stop talking to me about this?" And we thinking like, "Okay, cool. We'll let you go." And we hung up. So we were sitting on the phone with each other like, "What the fuck? Okay, I'm telling dude like this the person like what's going on with her?" He's like, "I don't know, man. Maybe she don't." We're apparently thinking that she's saying she don't want to be a part of the movie no more. After we did all this ritual of meeting up, it's a whole bunch of shit. It's like cold out, whatever. Anyway, she said, "Can y'all stop talking to me about this during a conference call that we were having about the movie?" So it was weird to me. So I told dude, I said, "This is a bad look because we don't even know her personally." And then she started saying, "Stop talking to her about this, like we bothering her or in her way. So let's let her go about her business and let's find somebody else." And he was like, "No. She lit. She good." So she hit us back. She was like, "I'm sorry that I said that to y'all. I had a friend who died." And so she said, and this happens with people. and she died, and I'm so sorry that this happened. And I was telling dude, I said, bro, we don't have time for emotional damage. You know, as a producer, you just do not have time for this. It's like, look, hey, is we moving forward or we not? So if that person is on board and she telling us day one, we ain't even got it to the camera shit yet. She talking about some stop talking to her about this when that's what the fuck we on the phone for. So thumbs down. So she left. So now we stuck with no girl. Can you imagine that? This happened out the sky. So I said, I don't know this lady. So I asked him, I said, we have to find somebody fast. So he was like, hey, I know somebody who I had met prior. I don't even remember how I met her. I remember now. We shot a scene at her house. We shot a scene. That's how we shot a scene for another short film at her house. So that's how I met her. And so, but she wasn't in that movie, but she wanted to be in movies. So he was like, yo, I could ask her. And I'm thinking, like, well, your girl was like 28. She's way older. That's not going to work. No fucking way. And he was like, no, it'll work. And so the thing behind this movie, and I know y'all young, so you will not really understand what I'm about to say right now, but it was a woman named C. Dolores Tucker when I was young. She hated rap. She was famous. She was like some senator's representative type person. She had became big. She was doing all these seminars and all this shit. When I was young, I had to be like 19, 22, whatever. And this was big in rap. It was like this lady, she hated rap. She was like, get that shit out the record labels, get that shit out the stores. She was big in this shit. And you can Google her. I'm not even fucking lying. And then make a long story short, she passed away. And I thought about her. I was like, damn, I mean, you did all that shit. Rap never went nowhere. It stayed. You know, rap didn't disappear. But she was one of them staunch black women that was against it. Make a long story short, I said, this lady could play that fucking character because that younger girl couldn't have played that character of that woman because at that time we was young and that woman was an older woman. And so she was able to play that character. And that's the character dynamics that I added to her life and her playing this movie so that if a person see it and knew that about that woman who was back in my era as a younger guy who hated rap and she was on news, she was on TV, she wasn't like hidden. They'll know that this lady was playing that character in this movie, and that's why I wanted y'all to know that. Let me let this play. I gotta go check on this.
Tell me more then. Okay, I think Karen from my office already sent that other invitation. Okay, cool. Well, I'll talk to you soon. All right, you too. Hey, yo, Blue. Ain't that Blue, nigga? Hey, yo, what's up, bro? What's going on? Man, yeah, now who the fuck is you, Joe? Hey, little motherfucker, get out my face, little nigga. I don't know you. And I take your little bald head ass bitch. What? Boy, I beat your ass, boy. Hey, Blue, get this little motherfucker out my face. Oh, they'll watch you get done, huh? Okay. Yeah, man, it's cool, man. It's cool, man. It's all good. Man, what's good, dude? What's up, man? Good, shit, man. What the hell? I want to get an interview with you, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, early. Being Hood, the rap nigga, man. Hey, look, man, I got a lot of shit on my mind anyway, man. At the same time, what is your opinion at?
Yeah.
I'm trying to put up the paper where I work at.
That's about the grimiest scene in the movie when we talk about it.
Everybody trying to fight you over no little ass talk, but when it's concerned about my money, nigga, we got a problem. Man, I think you trying to go solo.
So I have flashback. Cut back to it. This one of the major
think he's ready.
I need you to keep an eye on him.
No problem.
Good part.
Scene right here, man.
Kill him. Get closer. Make it a
I'm gonna
headshot.
go back just a tad. I like this part right here with that music playing.
Do it, motherfucker. That way my music gonna live forever.
This is the good part. Go on. Kill him. Get closer. Make it a headshot. Kill him.
You motherfuckers think y'all gonna kill me? And ain't no one gonna know? I'm insane.
Play it out. Play it out. Let's go. I let go back. Y'all that.
Issues pertaining to the community, like how they're out there making a mess in the media. Like, is there something we can do about that?
You know, those people that are out there rioting and protesting, they're on our payroll. You did know that, right?
What? How?
We do what we damn please.
That's why I want to try to see how deep the story.
And it's some kind of code.
It's just part one.
Are you okay? Man, I'm good, but I ain't seen you in years. Yeah, you ain't finna see nobody if you don't get your ass off the streets.
Bro, I did not do that shit.
Why the fuck are you on the street, though? If the cops catch you, they locking your ass up.
And it doesn't respect the black race.
Dejanay.
Wait, no, you can shake my hand. I'm cool. And what I'm about to tell you is real.
Mm-hmm.
When they find me, they gonna find your ass dead.
Have a seat.
That's that line.
I'm trying to help you with whatever it is you need help with.
I should break your freaking neck. All the mayhem and destruction you brought to our organization.
Hey, be calm. This is no time to get angry.
Yeah, and sure he held it down. I'm not gonna watch it.
Morgan invented the traffic light, so if it weren't for a black person, we'd all be.
Man, we got some scenes in this movie, boy.
Yeah, what's this
We
all
got
about?
some scenes in this
Detective
movie.
Harvey and Tate from the mayor's office. We went down to the station to try to find you.
Yeah,
They said you wasn't
scoop. We
there. They told us
scoop.
where to find you. We
That's
wanted to come
scoop
down
through.
and present you with this award.
Scoop through. Hey, I'm just grateful I got it done. It's done. It's a finished film, and I killed the game. And we did the rock out with the movie. You can go watch this movie right now on this channel. This channel, Killer Rapper. Go see it. It's right here. It's free. It's the best movie. There will not be another movie better than this on YouTube. I promise you. You can look on any platform, Tubi. It ain't happening. How